Okay. So I'm so excited, you guys. Tonight, we have a special guest. Patty is on our call, and my sister-in-law actually connected her and I think in 2014. And it's just been really cool because I've had the pleasure of like being connected to her and just watching her journey. And she just is so inspiring. If you guys, after this call, you definitely need to follow her. Um, and I'm not going to talk for her, but I will say that she's been through a lot of different seasons in her personal life and as a coach, and has just overcome so much and is just a pillar of consistency. And it's so inspiring. And I'm just so honored to be connected to you, Patty. And you just helped me so much as a coach. And I just couldn't be more thankful for you, just for taking time out of your night just to be with us and talk to us. So thank you.
Aw, thank you so much. That's so sweet. I'll just share on that too. I have, as you guys all know with Marianne, I mean, her story and everything that she's sharing. Can you hear me okay? Right. Okay. Everything that she shares on her journey has helped me through a lot of, the stuff that I've been through. So I'm trying to, is there a way to do, I'm on my phone. Is there a way, I'm trying to see everybody's faces. It's hard. So we'll just go from there. All right. So I'm really excited to talk with y'all tonight. I know you probably don't even know who I am, so I'll just kind of share a little bit about myself first, and then I want to go into just some things as far as pretty much getting over yourself and your fears to be able to reach your dreams, to reach your goals, to go where you want to go, and just share kind of the process that I go through, and hopefully that will help you guys. So a little bit about myself. I have a 6-month-old little boy, and he is my miracle rainbow baby. And every day I'm amazed that I even have him now. I have stage 4 endometriosis. I've been through multiple surgeries. I've had a suffered miscarriage as well, and a lot of other things, as Marianne was saying. So I became a coach I'm going to reel you back a little bit. Became a coach in 2014, and I was a personal trainer before then for 10 years. I worked in a gym. That's what I did. It was my life. That's all I knew. Worked for other people building up their gyms and their training departments. So I basically, was just helping to build other people's dreams, right? So then I came across coaching online through a post. It was a random post. A friend of mine was tagged in through my coach, who's Micah Folsom. And it was like one of those things where, you guys, you see it online, you're just like, oh, well, that looks kind of interesting, right? And I didn't think it was legit. But I got into it, and long story short, became a coach. So that's kind of like my background of where I was at.
Sorry, I want to make Patty, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Trisha, are you muted? I need everyone to be muted because I can't mute you guys. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt, Patty.
Oh, no, it's fine. So, so as some of you know, like when you go through stuff in life, when you go through hard times in life, because in that whole time period of me working in a gym and being a trainer, I also was going through different surgeries for, endometriosis. And sorry, I hear that again. I don't know why it's not saying. I don't know if you're able to mute it. I hope you guys can hear me okay. But anyway, so I was going through just different surgeries, hormone therapies, medical menopause, all of that during the whole time that I was trying to pour into people's lives and help other people. And it was just a battle after battle after battle. And when you go through those things, it sucks, right? And it's not a good time, but you become stronger through it. And it grows you. Now, I also was terrified of water. I was so afraid. And there's a point to the story. And I wanted to do a triathlon. During that time, I was a personal trainer. I had a client who I was personally working with, and as in, like, I was salary just for his family. And he wanted to do a triathlon. So I was like, well, if this guy wants to do triathlon, I have to learn how to do it, because I have to learn how to swim and get in the water, because I can't coach somebody and teach somebody and be an example if I'm not doing it myself. So I was like, I've been through all the hell of all those hormone therapy and everything else. I can surely get over my fear of water. So I did, and I ended up doing triathlon. I actually ended up doing an Ironman, and then 3 Ironmans, and then now I'm a USA triathlon coach. Point of that is, like, I had no idea that that was going to be a blessing in my life if I had never overcame that fear, right? But I also knew I could overcome that fear because of all the other crap that I had been through. So when the coaching opportunity came to me, I was terrified and I was scared, because I was a fitness director at a gym, and I was told, you can't do both because of the non-compete. So I was scared to step out, because I knew it was like all or nothing. Like, I had whatever I had in savings, and I had to go hard with coaching. And so I knew I wasn't happy where I was at. I was stuck in that. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to do something different. And so that's what I did. And so I left my job, all I had known, as a trainer, fitness director, just working for different people, and started my own business with Beachbody. And I was terrified, but I thought, if I'd been through all of that crap in my life so far at that point, which for me, like, now I look back, I'm like, oh, that was nothing. But if I had been through all of that, then I knew, okay, I can get through the next thing. I can do this with coaching. I can accomplish it. So I'm not even reaching my notes yet on this, but I want to say, number one on stuff is change your mindset on things, because how you're approaching the obstacle, whatever it is that's in front of you, has got to change. So instead of thinking, this is too big for me, this is too hard for me, whatever it is, because we all have our thing. It could be inviting, right? It could be messaging people. It could be putting yourself out there, your story. It could be feeling, afraid that you're not arrived at your goal weight or whatever it is yet. Or, there's different things. But you have to change and shift your mindset on it. Instead of thinking, this is too big for me, then you need to think, hell yeah, I've been through all this other stuff in my life in the past. I can get through this little thing here. I can rise above. So that I kind of have a little outline for you, but I talk a lot. So you just shut me off when you need me to. So number one, you got to change your mindset. And I know that personal development is what we preach, right? That's what we have to do. It's one of their vitals. What you put into your head, we say it matters. It's the same thing with how you treat your body, right? The nutrition that you put into your body, it matters. It's going to show, right? If you put junk into your body, it's going to show. You put junk into your mind, it's going to show. So we know that personal development is vital. You got to do it. And I really think that's going to affect your own belief system. It's going to come back to you. When after I left the gym, I got married, and I was so excited to start this new life. I had gotten married, and we were going to try to have a baby, and I was getting off all the hormone therapy I was on, all this stuff. And I was to start my own business. It was just like, okay, this is it. I can do this. And I was just super pumped and excited. Well, we got pregnant, and then I lost the baby. And then, and this is all within a 3-month. Got married, got pregnant, lost the baby, and then I found out my ex-husband, now then husband at the time, had lied to me about everything. Like, I didn't know who this person was. It was scary. Like, I had to do background checks and find out more. where he went to college, he didn't go to college. I thought he was an engineer. Where he worked, where he had lived, having cancer. There was nothing. I didn't know what to do. So that's where I was. So I was mourning the loss of a baby and the loss of a marriage, and just being shocked. And I found myself in a emotionally abusive situation where he was like, if you tell people I'm going to kill myself, if you tell your family. And the thing is, it ties back into this because it goes back to, I thought, you know what, if I've been through all that other stuff, okay, and this is what I tell my athletes too, if I've been through all that other pain, because it's back here, we call it the pain file, so I tell the athletes, I know I can get through this next thing, right? So I knew I could overcome it. And so it was a very hard time to get through. It was me just getting up, attempting to do a workout, and sometimes just laying on the floor crying for months. I still just kept on trying and trying, going. But I kept on believing that I could still overcome because of everything that I've been through on that. So that was a really hard time, but I knew that by doing the PD continuously, every single day, I poured into it. Was sometimes hours and hours and hours because I knew that that was the only way I could turn it around. And I know that it's like, I'm sure we hear it all the time, PD, but it's all part of it. So if you're stuck in a place right now where you don't feel like you're hitting your goals, and you don't feel like you're hitting, or you don't feel like you're even successful in what you're doing, that's a mindset too, because I think sometimes we put ourselves down a little bit too much. But you need to, change the mindset, dig into the PD, and it could be anything, but try to be intentional about what it is. I was at a point where I just had to listen to sermons online. I had to listen to podcasts and like the Bible audio app helped me. It was like every little thing. It was like, as soon as I wake up, I need to have PD on, like right away, because I knew there was no way I could get through if I didn't have that positive in. So PD every day. And then the other thing I would tell you is, just decide to start whatever it is you're struggling with. So just like we tell our challengers, just go press play. I had a good 3 weeks where I just said no, and I, was in bed and I literally just stuffed my face with sugar and was like, I'm not doing anything. But then I was like, I got to get my butt back in gear. I got to move. And I just would press play, just decide to start. And I would just sit there, and usually on my exercise ball, and do maybe 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And then, if I didn't finish it, I didn't finish it. But my point on that is bring it to your business. So just decide to start on it, whatever it is. All of us have this thing that, Carl says, do your donuts, right? All of us have this thing that's like, whatever it is, it could be the invites. It could be, somewhere you're stuck on your journey. And I know you're probably thinking of it right now because it's something you have to get over, right? So just decide to start on it. Send out the invites, connect with people, whatever it is in your power hour, or on your health and fitness journey, just get started. And I wouldn't say, yes, I will talk a little bit, in a little bit about making a plan and all that, but sometimes we just need to just get started. Don't even think too much. Just do it. Just do the thing. Okay. Second, I would say remember your why. As far as, getting where you want to go. So you have to remember why you're doing what you're doing. Why does it matter to you? Why does it matter to your family? That was a big thing for me. I thought, I don't want to go back to working in a gym for somebody else. And I also, for me, I wanted to prove other people wrong because people said I couldn't do it. I lost a lot of friends in the process, that I thought I had friends, people that said, you won't be successful at this. And that was kind of a why for me. Just being able to take care of myself. That was part of it too. you know? So remember, go back on that when you're faced with this thing that you need to overcome. I am, I don't remember. I don't know how many months I've been in the business. I think it's like 34 months or something. I've never missed Success Club. I've always hit it, even during that time. And I don't say that to be like, whoo, like, look at me. But my point is, like, I stuck to those vitals, y'all. You know, I stuck to it and was like, this is my dream. And even though these circumstances and this person and these things that happen to me are trying to like distract me from what it is I believe God has me, you know, doing, and what I believe my plan is, my purpose is, I knew I could overcome. I knew I could do it. So you gotta really just hold on to that why. You gotta hold on to, you know, what's really inside of you, because that's going to get you through those hard times. And it's going to get you through those times when you're like, I don't want to do this, you know, because we all have that. We all have those moments. It's always that little block, whatever it is that is preventing you to getting to where you know that you want to go. So on that note too, I'll say you have to understand your value and your worth, and that you are worth the time to put into your business. You are worth the time to put into your health, your journey. You're very worthy. And a lot of times, I know as like a mom, and just we put other people's dreams and their things in front of us. It could be anybody. It could be your friends. It could be people at church, right? It could be anything. And you just have to remind yourself that God put those things in you. I'm faith, you know, religious person, but however you want to do it, is that there's something in you that is going to be used to help other people for a greater purpose. And you have to remind yourself that you're worth that. Like, you're worth helping other people, and you have that value in you, taking care of yourself and helping other people. So that goes into your why. So I like to remember, you know, when you're thinking of your why, and you're thinking of, you know, being valuable and worthy, you know, doing affirmations to help a lot, right? But just remembering where you want to go, how you're going to feel when you're there, and just visualize that and go with that. So, and on that note too, I will say, you know, with whether it's your kids or your brother or sister or mom and dad, whatever it is, your best friend, if you want to see them thrive in their lives, if you want to see them to overcome and to reach their dreams and to get unstuck and get over their fears, you need to like turn that around to yourself, right? Because we easily can be like, yeah, so-and-so can go for it. You go, girl, you got this. But you got to turn it back around and tell that to yourself. So I want my family to have an example of somebody that's making it when they've been through some stuff. And I want my friends to be able to, you know, have someone that's going to encourage them along the way too, because they've seen me go through some things and still overcome. So I want them to be able to do the same. And lastly, you know, you do need to put together a plan. You do need to set some goals, right? So, so we know we need to change our mindset. We know we need to, you know, focus on that PD. We need to write down our why and really, really like dig into it. Not just like, I want to help people. Like, it has to be like, why? Like, why? Really dig into it. Get big with it. And then put together a plan to do it. And, you know, it could be, you could simplify it, or you could get into really detail on that. But I would say, as far as just getting started, just do your calendar. I'm not sure if you guys you got to plan out your month, right? Everyone knows, right? You got your month planned out. So, you know, you've got your free groups and your challenge groups and your coach invites, sneak peeks, or whatever it is. If you don't have your plan set, right, then it's same thing with your workouts. You know, you're following the program, I hope. So it's not like you're randomly doing stuff here and there, right? It's the same thing with our goals and where we want to go in our dreams. We want to make sure we have this plan set, this plan in place. We're following it so that we can get there, so that when we reach that point where we're like, okay, I know I need to recruit 4 coaches for this or whatever it is, that we know why we're doing it. We're not going to get stuck in that moment. So I'm going to give you guys a couple assignments. So what I would do is right now, write down your thing. What are you thinking about? What's that thing that's kind of holding you back? And just write it down. The one thing that you know you need to start. And I'm not going to ask you to like share these or anything unless you want to share them with your coach and stuff. But I'm just saying, just write it down and be like, this is what I know I need to start. This is what I've been avoiding. This is that one thing. So usually there's like one glaring thing. I still have it. Then write down your why. And this one you're going to have to spend more time on. So, try to do it tonight if you can. And really soak in that, really just, dig into it a little bit deeper, because if you don't have it there, then when you're going through those tough days, it's not going to be worth it. You're not going to be feeling like you're worth it either. And then put on your calendars, your phones. I know some of you are on your phones right now, but set aside a time to make a plan, to get yourself to, set aside time, be like, okay, I know I need to overcome this glaring thing right here. So on Wednesday morning, that's what I'm going to do, and just start it. Don't think of it like beyond it too much, but just get it done. And then you can set a plan in place and just say, okay, these are the things I need to get done, and I have my schedule all set out. Okay. But I wouldn't get too overwhelmed with it, because sometimes we can do that. You see that with challengers, that they just want to be perfect, right, in everything. And if they are not, then they'll just start again on next Monday, right? We don't want to do that. We're not going to start on Monday. So just like get started tonight, get started tomorrow. And don't push it off anymore. So that's really everything I wanted to share with you guys. I guess bottom line is, if you don't do something to change, if you don't do something to get unstuck of whatever it is that is holding you back, to overcome those fears, to to change the situation where you're at, you're going to always be there, or you're going to quit. And so you have to decide that you're going to make a difference in that. Yeah. Do you have any questions?
That was just so awesome. I would love for you guys to just chime in and just like one thing that really stood out to you, or just even thank you to Patty. One thing that was really cool for me is that I didn't realize that you were so terrified of water. So it's really neat that you were like, you kept saying like, if I got through this, I could get through the next thing. And I loved that, because I don't know, I just loved it. And you talked about like how there's like a pain file, is that what you called it, in our brain? And you were like,
yeah, I call it pain file.
Yeah, like I love it, because it's just like, I feel like we all like, it's like, okay, like all of us have been through something, and it's like, well, if I could get through that, I could get through anything. And like, that just totally spoke to me. So I loved it.
Good. Yeah. Because I do it in the workouts. You do it in your workouts where you're like, man, I got through that program, or I got through that workout, so I can get through this thing, or I can do this thing. But do the same thing with your activities, what it is that, power hour, whatever it is that you're having to overcome. Because I know all of you have overcome some pretty like hard stuff. And I know you're all badasses. Like, I know it. And you've got to remind yourself of that and just pull it from the pain file.
What do you think was the biggest thing that helped you get through that point when you were dealing with that douchebag? Sorry, I'm from Jersey. Yeah, like what was the biggest thing that kept you going and helped you get Success Club? I mean, that's impressive that you that you just kept it going. So what was the biggest contribution to that, do you think?
I'll tell you, when I first became a coach, I remember them saying, I don't national wake up call, I think, that hit it every month that hit, whatever, all-star legend, whatever. And in my head, I was like, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be successful. And I'm not going to let anything else like take me away from that. And so it was literally like, I remember like 2 days left in the month on one of those times. And I was pretty depressed, and I was like, I'm going to make it happen no matter what. Like, I have to do this because this is my dream, and I'm fighting for it. So it wasn't easy by any means because I wasn't consistent as in doing like the business activities that I was used to doing because I was so depressed, really. And a lot of that was in my mind of, well, if I'm at this point, how can I help other people? But it took me out of myself because I wasn't focusing on my own pain as much. I was reaching out to other people, and I think that really helped lift me up too. But it was just knowing that Success Club makes you successful, I guess. Do you guys have any other questions? I don't hear anyone else. No. Do you have any questions on as far as like, I don't know, like more practical stuff, I guess, on Success Club, or like how I do? I don't know. Aw, good. I'm glad. I'm an open book, so. Guess not.
Well, that was just, thank you so much. I took 2 pages of notes, so.
Thank you so much for.
Are you there? Sorry, I thought maybe you were cutting out.
Oh, am I cutting out? Sorry. I might be.
Christy asked if you were a top coach this week. Congrats.
Oh, off of our team. Yeah, thanks.
Well, thank you so much, Patty. We appreciate you so much. And everyone in the notes is saying just thank you so much, and they love the call, and they need all the PD.
Yeah, fill yourself up. Just go fill yourself up, right?
What, before we let you go,
thank you, ladies, so much. Honored to talk with you. Oh, go ahead.
Before we let you go, what are like your top 3 favorite personal development books or podcasts or audios or?
Okay. The Gifts of Imperfection by Brene Brown. I listened to that one over and over and over and over. That one really helps me with being, and of course her vulnerability talk too, but just with being open and sharing. And then You Are Badass. I think that's like everybody's favorite book. That one helps me just kind of get over myself. And then really one that helped me a lot it's called Your Move. It's an app. Andy Stanley is the pastor, and he has his sermons. And you can kind of go through there it's just an app on your phone, or you can get it on the computer. And it really helped me to get through some like tough stuff. So those are like my main 3.
That is so awesome. Well, thank you, Patty. Thank you guys so much for being on. And I will send the recording on our page, and I'll send it to you too.
Okay, thank you. Bye, ladies. Thank you so much.